Mr. Gandhi, now you see, the other question is, should you have spoken up much earlier? You know, you didn't. Everyone wants to know today. Why didn't you speak up during 2G? Why didn't you speak up during Colgate? Why didn't you speak up? I think it was June 2010 that Times Now broke the CWG scam and Railgate. You could have spoken up, and you can't take the defense that you were not very actively there.
No, I'm sorry.
You have been for some time effectively in charge of the 2014 re-election campaign.
My position was that I report to the Prime Minister. Whatever I had conversations with the Prime Minister, whatever I felt about these issues, I made it abundantly clear to the Prime Minister. I was involved in the legislation, RTI legislation, and now I have passed the Lokpal bill. I bring you back. The real issue here is participation of people in politics. It is bringing youngsters into the political system. It is opening out the political system. That's where nobody wants to talk. Everybody is perfectly happy with 500 people running the entire system in India. None of you want to raise that issue, the fundamental issue. How do we choose candidates?
Do you feel you undermined yourself by remaining silent? You did not use your immense clout. I want to ask you this, Mr. Gandhi. When this whole Pawan Kumar Bansal and Ashwini Kumar episode happened, for 6 days the government batted back. Everyone said this is unacceptable. 6 days, the parliament was washed out. Do you feel in retrospect, that's a very specific question, do you feel in retrospect that you could have spoken out earlier? Mr. Gandhi, please be frank with me on this. Do you feel you should have spoken out earlier?
What I feel is that this country needs to start looking at the fundamental issues at hand. The fundamental issues at hand, the fundamental political issue at hand is that our political system is controlled by too few people. And we absolutely have to change the way our political system is structured. We have to change our political parties. We have to make them more transparent. We have to change the processes that we use to elect candidates. We have to empower women in the political parties. That's where the meat of the issue is. But I don't hear that discussion. I don't hear the discussion about how are we actually choosing that candidate. That's never a discussion. Discussion is once everything is over.
Well, it's a discussion. I'm asking you, how are you choosing Ashok Chavan? That's a discussion I'm willing to have. How are you choosing Veerbhadra Singh? They're elected representatives. They hold clout.
Absolutely.
Does their clout make them oblivious to public accountability and
No, their clout does not make them oblivious. But the real point here is the system behind them that has no processes, no systems, and we just assume that the thing is going to work. What we have to do is we have to open that up. We have to open that and bring youngsters into that. And that no one is discussing.